Good evening. It's 6:30 p.m. on May 2nd, 2023, and time for the 71st Annual Meeting of Columbia Community Credit Union to come to order. I'm Joe Vance, Chair of Columbia's Board of Directors. Also with me this evening is Lindsay Salverstrand, our Interim President and CEO. Our annual meeting will be held under special rules adopted by the board. Attendance is limited to a few essential employees and me, and a recording of our meeting will be available tomorrow on columbiacu.org. The following requirements have been met for this meeting. Under Columbia Community Credit Union's bylaws, Article 4, Section 7, when elections are held by acclamation, because all open positions are uncontested, the quorum is the number of members eligible to vote who've registered to attend this meeting. Our quorum has been met. Starting with our December 2022 call for candidates on our website, we've posted ongoing notifications to our membership of this annual membership meeting, as required under Columbia Community Credit Union's bylaws, Article 4, Section 3. At this time, I'm pleased to introduce my fellow board of directors: Max Alt, Tracy Malone, Juliana Marler, Eric Sawyer, Tim Schauer, Dina Strong, Marcy White Stump, and Carol Van Atta. And our supervisory committee, Chair Paul Montague, Kelly Love Zurcher, David Sacamona, Christine Smith, and Lynn Volunteer. Next, I recognize and thank our members standing for election this year. Board Director candidates Tracy Malone, Dina Strong, Carol Van Atta, and Supervisory Committee candidate Alicia Topper. The Board of Directors, with the authority given in RCW 31.12.185, has adopted special rules of procedure for this meeting. These rules and our meeting agenda will be available on our website with the recording of this meeting. The documents that affect the meeting are, in descending order, the Washington State Credit Union Act, Chapter 31.12 RCW, Columbia Credit Union's bylaws, the adopted special rules for the meeting, Robert's Rules of Order, newly revised 11th edition. Per the resolution passed by the membership at the 2006 annual meeting, last year's minutes were approved by the board on June 7, 2022, and can be viewed on Columbia's website. After the board meets to approve this year's annual meeting minutes, you will find them online as well. Our 2022 annual report is available on our website. You can find our supervisory committee's report there. If you would like a copy of our 2022 financial statement, please contact our CFO, Penny Harris. The Supervisory Committee reports that Columbia Credit Union's financial condition remains strong and that internal controls, policies, and operations of this credit union comply with governmental regulations. As we extended our efforts to support the community's and membership's financial wellness needs, membership grew to 109,668. We are putting our mission into action, bringing people together to make life better for themselves and their communities. Columbia Credit Union serves more than a quarter of all Clark County households. Overall, Columbia Credit Union saw solid performance during the year, producing return on average assets of 1.11%. Next, I'll review additional highlights of our 2022 annual report's statement of financial condition. Last year, Columbia Credit Union's assets reached $2.3 billion. Our liabilities were $2.1 billion, down nearly $20 million from year-end 2021. Deposits, or shares, were down $30 million from the prior year, for a total of more than $2 billion at year-end, and equity was more than $214 million. Our 2022 statement of income shows a total net operating income of $82.4 million, less operating expenses of $56.8 million, ending the year with a total net income of $25.6 million. In 2022, assets held strong at nearly $2.3 billion at year end. As this chart shows, we've seen steady growth in assets over the past 5 years. In 2022, deposits also held steady at more than $2 billion. In 2022, Columbia Credit Union helped members get more than 22,000 new loans. They borrowed more than $880 million, and the loan portfolio grew 26% by a net $351 million. 2022 was Columbia Credit Union's best year ever for loan growth, ending the year at $1.7 billion in net loans. Columbia Credit Union members bought 15,500 cars, and 99 businesses borrowed $139 million that went back into our local economy. 362 individuals and families financed their homes. More than 1,300 members chose Columbia Credit Union for their home equity loans, and more than 5,500 for their personal loans. Loan quality was excellent too. Our charge-offs for the year were only 14 basis points. Before I turn the presentation over to Columbia Credit Union's interim president and CEO, Lindsay Salverstrom, on behalf of the entire board of directors, I want to thank Lindsay, the credit union's management, staff, and the membership for their trust and loyalty in our growing financial cooperative. Now here's Lindsay Salverstrom with her president's report, highlighting this past year's achievements and providing us a glimpse of what's ahead for Columbia Credit Union in 2023.
Thank you, Joe. I'm proud to say our membership's trust in Columbia Credit Union means we continue to be the largest locally headquartered financial institution in Clark County. As Joe mentioned earlier, we're a go-to resource for our community's borrowing needs. That scope of service includes meeting members where they are in their financial journeys. Through our newest program, Quick Money, which is available in minutes through our online and mobile banking app, we funded nearly 1,500 loans, helping members through both surprise cash flow crunches and unexpected buying opportunities. And we facilitated over 2,300 promotional loan skip pays during the holidays for members managing their holiday budgets. As much of our members love the people of Columbia Credit Union, they also enjoy digital access and our virtual assistant. First, let's look at our digital services. Online banking enrollment grew 5.6% year over year. Mobile banking enrollment grew 5%. External transfers and person-to-person payments grew 37.8%. MX Money Management, our very useful budgeting tool, grew enrollment by 23%, and mobile wallet transactions grew 56.9%, with the dollar amount of those transactions growing by 62.4%. Now let's look at the popularity of our member service call center and our website's live chat and virtual assistant features. In comparison to 2021, we increased the number of accounts open online by 20% and increased our remote deposits by 5%. Members continued to love our convenient remote services even after the pandemic. Our virtual assistant engagements increased 83% and live chats increased 27%. Email volume to our member service inbox decreased by 22%, and we attributed this reduction to website visitors self-serving through more real-time services like our virtual assistant or connecting with a member service representative via live chat. Our call center's interpreter services continue to reflect more diversity, with a 12% increase in use over 2021. In alignment with our core values of people and financial wellness, we added our free youth spend account designed with a lower limit debit card with safeguards like no overdraft service, modern e-statements, and online mobile access. Paired with our website's Youth Education Center, adult mentors opened over 700 spend accounts in 2022. We also launched a membership influencer program where members receive $70 for each new member they refer. Plus, the member is thanked with $70 as well. Over 2,200 members advocated for Columbia Credit Union, resulting in nearly 400 new members. 2022 was another year of recognition for Columbia Credit Union. We received Bowers Financial's 5-star rating for the 9th consecutive year. We received an A rating from depositaccounts.com, and we're proud to again receive an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. These are all indicators of our safety, soundness, and member-first focus. For the 6th year in a row, the Portland Business Journal honored Columbia Credit Union with their Corporate Philanthropy Award for large businesses. This is an important award for us because it recognizes our mission-driven efforts to bring people together to make life better for themselves and their communities. We've been recognized as Clark County's best credit union by the Columbian Readers for the past 14 years. We're also proud to be voted best, yet again, for our team of CUSO Financial Services investment and insurance advisors. They're located in our Columbia Credit Union branches, exclusively serving our membership. We were also named Best in Business Credit Union by Vancouver Business Journal readers for the 10th year in a row. Reflecting on these accolades, they indicate progress toward our vision to be the most respected, trusted, and sought-after financial institution. We work hard to earn your trust and will never take it for granted. In 2022, our own hard work was amplified through our community partnerships. Our staff and members participated in fundraising efforts to support the American Heart Association and Dornbecker Children's Hospital. We raised over $43,000 through our McKibben Legacy Classic Golf Tournament. 2022 proceeds went to Legacy Salmon Creek Medical Center's Child Abuse Assessment Team, Habitat for Humanity, and Leadership Clark County. And we wrapped up 2022's community service with the Veterans Parade along Officers Row and supported our local veterans organizations, followed by the annual KPTV Toy Drive, which was most successful effort to date. We completely packed our trailer with toys and bumped up the rate on our special toy drive certificate, a win for everyone involved. Overall, in 2022, Columbia Credit Union contributed more than $358,000 to support 54 local nonprofit organizations that leveraged our donations to generate an additional $5.7 million in support. Let's look ahead into 2023. We started this year comforting our members with our strong financials and liquidity. We are well capitalized with more than $220 million in equity and an additional $1 billion in available liquidity sources, providing an appropriate buffer against market fluctuations and changing interest rates as we balance the needs of our borrowers and savers while maintaining a growing, resilient, community-focused financial resource. We also helped members understand their NCUA deposit insurance and help them structure their account ownership to cover the minimum of $250,000, and in many instances, much more. 2023 will be an exciting year for Columbia Credit Union and our members. On the heels of our incredible income checking's popularity, we're providing a safe haven for your large savings balances. Whether you're keeping them liquid or locking them in to work hard for your longer-term needs, we're on this journey together. Keeping your deposits local is a meaningful way for you to live a purpose-driven life, building personal wealth while also doing greater good by funding your neighbors, families, and local businesses' growth. Thank you. Even after 70 years, we're still innovating to meet our communities and membership's changing needs. For instance, we're participating in Lemonade Day, where we teach children how to run a business. And later this summer, we're adding a new online mobile app feature to help adults mentor and engage in their children's everyday money habits. Using various community needs assessments as a backdrop, we're partnering against homelessness and increasing home ownership and affordable housing inventories with novel community partnerships. And in the coming weeks, we'll share a streamlined fee schedule and modernized overdraft program, including our overdraft kindness features that firmly align with our focus on our membership's financial wellness. In addition to financial wellness, people and community are our core values. So before I turn the meeting back to Joe, let me share 4 of our large efforts for 2023. Today, we're in the middle of raising funds for American Heart Association. Did you know that heart disease is Clark County's #1 cause of death? Thank you for your big-hearted support through branch heart sales and donations made to Team Big Green on the American Heart Association's Heart and Stroke Walk site. Later this year, you'll see us joining several other local credit unions and a Credit Unions for Kids 5-year, $5 million fundraising pledge to support critical upgrades at Dornbecker's Children's Hospital at OHSU. This year, our sold-out Columbia Credit Union McKibben Legacy Classic Golf Tournament will raise funds for Evergreen Habitat for Humanity, CDM Caregiving Services, and Leadership Clark County. We'll wrap up the year, as in years past, lifting up children and families during the holidays by holding them close to our hearts through our toy drive. We cherish those smiles. In conclusion, special thanks to our directors, supervisory committee, and all the people of Columbia Credit Union for supporting each other during 2022. With our former CEO's retirement in January of this year, please join us in wishing Steve Kinney the best and thanking him for his years of service. I'm especially grateful to our membership. They inspire us to bring people together and to make life better every day. Now, I'll turn the meeting back over to you, Joe.
Thank you for those inspiring updates, Lindsay. Our final business is the election of 3 board directors and 1 supervisory committee member. The term of these positions shall be until the 3rd annual meeting after tonight's meeting and until their successor is duly qualified and elected or appointed. We called for applicants in December 2022 and recruited for interested eligible members. The board nominating committee deemed qualified and nominated 3 applicants for the board of director positions and 1 applicant for the supervisory committee position. No members applied for nomination by petition. In accordance with the Columbia Credit Union's bylaws, uncontested elections are held by acclamation. On behalf of the membership, I acclaim Tracy Malone, Carol Van Atta, and Dina Strong elected to the board of directors, and I acclaim Alicia Topper elected to the supervisory committee. Congratulations to all. The board of directors thanks every member for your confidence and continued loyalty toward our financial cooperative, Columbia Credit Union. Before we adjourn this evening, please join me in recognizing and thanking our outgoing supervisory committee chair, Paul Montague. Paul started his service to the membership by joining the board in 2009, and as of today's annual meeting has served the maximum terms allowed per our bylaws as an engaged board director and supervisory committee member. We commemorated Paul's service with a grateful proclamation during last month's board meeting, which he attended as a representative of the supervisory committee. We wish him all the best in the future. Thank you again, Paul. On behalf of the board of directors of Columbia Credit Union, we wish everyone viewing our meeting the very best in 2023. And with that, this concludes the business of the 71st annual meeting of Columbia Community Credit Union. This meeting is now adjourned. The time is 6:50 p.m.